Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Hendrick BMW Northlake. We're gonna take a look at this 2022 BMW X6 M50i. So huge shout out to them for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description. The X6 that you see behind me is finished off in black sapphire metallic, and it has an MSRP just over $92,000. Starting off today's review, we're gonna take a look at what powers this X6. Underneath the hood, you'll find the 4.4 liter twin power turbo V8 engine. This is paired to the 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission, and it pumps out 523 horsepower around 5,500 RPM and 553 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,800 RPM. It features the X-Drive all-wheel drive system. It weighs in right around 5,100 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, up to its top speed of 155 miles an hour. And it has a fuel capacity of 22.4 gallons. You can expect to see around 16 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 117.1 inches. Its overall length is 194.8. It has a width of 78.9 and a height of 66.3 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this X6, let's start off with the kidney design for the grille. You'll see on this model, it's finished off in black to match the exterior paint. You can see all the vertical slats running throughout it, and this even has active grille shutters just behind those to provide even more cooling to this engine. You can see the integrated forward-facing camera is nicely placed right in the middle, and then all the parking sensors are nicely incorporated in the middle section there. This also has the adaptive LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. And you'll see that the DRLs have a really nice half C-shaped design to them just underneath the headlights and the high beams, with the turn signals off in the corner. And you can see they match really nicely, especially with all the bodywork that surrounds them. This has plenty more cutouts down in the lower section too, along with some air inlets on both sides of that middle grille. And this even has functional air inlets on the corners of the bumper, so that way it can help better direct air around those front tires. And then you'll see really nice lines coming down the hood, meeting the top of the grille very nicely. And there's also some more contoured lines in that lower section of the bumper, just to give it more of that sporty feel. As we move on to the side now, this model here has the M Sport package. So we get these large 22-inch wheels, a part of that package. This also has the M Sport brakes. You can see those are finished off in blue. The wheels are black, so this model is completely blacked out. Multi-spoke design for those wheels. It looks really nice too. This also has the M adaptive suspension. You can see the mirrors are blacked out. These have the cameras along with the integrated turn signal, and it even has the full moonroof. All of the window trim is blacked out, of course, and there's really nice lines running down the side profile. With it being black, it kind of gives it more of a subtle look, especially with the line just above the door handles, and then you can see some of the contoured lines for the side skirts. Now with the X6, we do have that coupe-like design, so you can see the steep rake in the rear, leading us to the trunk-mounted spoiler. Has a little bit of a flare to it to give it more of that sporty design. The BMW badge is right in the middle. This does have LED taillights, and you can see just how far they go into that power lift gate. You can see the M50 badge. We have some more trim pieces on each side, along with some more trim in the middle section with the dual exhaust on each side as well. And so with the exterior wrapped up, let's take a look at the rear cargo area. Now you can use the button up underneath, or you can hold the one on the key fob, and that power liftgate will open up, revealing a lot of space. I love the fact that this doesn't have a traditional trunk, so you have a larger area where you can put a lot of items. You'll see there's some battery components on this driver's side, along with a hook here so you can place bags or groceries. Same with on the passenger side, except there is a 12-volt too, so you can charge electronics. And you can see with the back seats up, we have the cargo top there. Definitely a lot of space. There's even more space up underneath. This is on a gas strut there, so it will open up. We have the spare tire, and then you could utilize this for a little bit more storage if you had to use it. And then obviously you can fold the back seats down, revealing even more storage space. There's no overhang, so you can use this vehicle to pack a lot of items. Up on the liftgate, you can use this button to close and lock the vehicle. The one on the left will just close it. You can use the rear door handle to lock and unlock the car, so that makes it really convenient. On the interior, you'll see that black theme continues with all the black leather. There's gray stitching, which is a really nice accent. This even has carbon fiber trim, the interior ambient lighting package, and all of this brushed aluminum. It also features the Harman Kardon sound system. You can see more brushed aluminum on the release handle and a good amount of storage space down below. M is also down on that door sill. And now working our way to the back seats, I am 5'10". there is plenty of room to enter and exit. And you can see with the front seat set at my height, I have plenty of room for my feet and my legs. And I have around an inch or two above my head. So even with that steeply raked rear end of the vehicle, we still have a good amount of headroom. So it's nice to see that. Right in the middle, we do have an armrest. So if I pull this down, you can see there's a little bit of storage on the back side. There's also 2 cup holders on the front section there. And these back seats do have a 40-20-40 split. So I can pull on the middle section there and you can put in any longer items if you have them. And then from this angle here, you can see with the seats folded down again, that gives you a lot more interior space. You'll notice too on the backs of the seats, we do have these adapters here where you could place something to put a tablet. You can even charge it as well. Right in the middle, there are 2 air vents and then all of the climate controls for your backseat passengers. So we have fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, the temperature. This even has heated rear seats, so you can see those controls. There's a little bit of storage underneath that along with a 12 volt. And then you can see even more storage space behind both of these seats. Definitely very practical for your backseat passengers. And before we work our way to the front seats, this model does have remote start. So in order to activate that, all you need to do is triple tap on the BMW logo and that will start it up. And we'll get some exhaust revs in just a little bit. If you do want to shut it off, you just triple tap on that button again, and then you can use the door handle to lock and unlock the vehicle. You'll see the door panels finished off just like the rear. We do have the addition of the memory seating adjustments. You can even open and close that rear liftgate, all the window controls and side mirror adjustments. You can see more of that carbon fiber and a lot more storage space on the lower section there. And now working our way to the interior, you can see all of that black leather has a really nice insert. These are automatic seats, so you can see all of those adjustments down on the side. And now working our way to the front seats, the door sill is very low, so it's easy to enter and exit. And we have that nicely placed grab handle there, finished with more of that brushed aluminum. And then as we move on to the steering wheel now, you'll see it's completely covered in solid black leather with all the black stitching. You can see more of the brushed aluminum. This is the M steering wheel as well, so you can see that logo down below. But let's fire this back up. So with my foot on the brake, we have that button over on the right side, and we can bring this to life. And coming back to this digital gauge cluster, you'll see over on the left side is the fuel gauge along with the miles per hour. On the right side is the tach and the engine temperature. You'll see that the navigation is pulled up right in the middle. And then within that tach, there's a lot more information you can go through using this button on the top of the turn signal stalk. So right now you can see some data information. If I push on it once, now we have a live readout for horsepower and torque. So if I give the vehicle some gas, you can see those adjust. If I push on it again, we can pull up the G-force meter. You can also look at music along with what gear the vehicle is in and the driving mode. And then the last one here is a live readout for your MPG. So it's nice to have all of those front and center. And then working our way back to the steering wheel, you can see cruise control on this left side. We have the heated steering wheel button right in the middle. On the right side is volume and tuning for the radio, as well as the Bluetooth and voice commands. And this even has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters finished off in that brushed aluminum. Over on the left side, you can see there's a pretty good sized compartment down below where you can place any items that you'd like to. We have all of the headlight and parking light adjustments along with a dimmer switch. You'll see more carbon fiber and the brushed aluminum. This even has the heads up display, so it's showing miles per hour and the speed limit sign. And then right in the middle, we have the center screen that measures just over 12 inches. Now this is a touchscreen system, or you can use all these controls down below, where there's shortcuts to map and navigation along with home, media and phone, the rotary dial, and a few buttons just behind that. So if we start off on the home screen, which is what you currently see, you can see the navigation along with media and phone. This also has more of that data information that you just saw along with traffic and the compass. And then on the last page, you can see the date and time along with weather and any news that you'd like to look at. And then using that rotary dial, I'm gonna go all the way to the left side here. This is a preset bar, so these are all fixed, where you can see your media and phone. You can go to navigation to set up all of that information. If we go into car though, there's a lot more info that you can go through. Starting with the driving information, you can pull up these sport displays, so you can look at all of this fun information if you're on a back road or you just wanna see all of that. There's also the X view, so you can push on this and you will see your compass along with your pitch and roll and the degrees that the vehicle is currently at, whether it's pitched backwards or forwards. So that's kind of neat to see. There's also the energy flow, so you can see where the power is being sent. If I go back over, you can pull up vehicle status so you can monitor all of that information as well. You can go into settings and go through a lot more information. You have your seats, your ambient lighting, so what I showed earlier, you can go through that and configure the color. Just look at all of your basic information, even your driving modes. So you can set up everything that way that you would like to, from your engine, your transmission, even your steering and your dampening. And then if I go back to this side, you can look at carrying car along with driver profiles and your owner's manual. And then the last one here is apps. This vehicle does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you can go through all these various apps just depending on what you'd like to use. So it's a really nice system, and it gives you a lot of information. Very touch sensitive as well, which is great to see. You'll notice too, there's even more carbon fiber, which I really like. It's a great trim accent along with this brushed aluminum. You'll see right in the middle, we do have a shortcut to the intelligent safety. So there's a lot of information like your forward collision, your lane departure, your active blind spot, and your steering intervention. Very quick to be able to get to those. And then just underneath that, you can see the small LCD screen for your climates. All of those are finished off in brushed aluminum. And this does have a dual zone for the front seats. You can see temperature, fan speed. We have the heated seat controls, of course, along with your recirc, where you'd like the air to go, and some other AC settings. Just underneath that, you can see power and volume for the radio, as well as tuning, and all of these presets. If I just hover my finger above them, you can see all of them are not assigned, of course, right now, but that's really nice to be able to pull up what you have it set before you click on it. Just underneath that, I'm gonna start with closing this. You can see all of that carbon fiber, really nice to see. But if I open this back up, you can see there's a little bit of storage on that right side. We have the wireless charging pad on this left side, along with the active key card. So you can replace your key fob and use this. If you're going to the lake or somewhere where you don't want your key fob to get wet, you can utilize that, which is really nice to see. There's two cup holders, the USB and the 12 volt. And then working our way to the shifter, the release is on this left side. If I push it forwards, that is for reverse. And you'll see the backup camera up here along with the guidelines. I can swipe this over, and now we have the 3D view where you can push on these on the right side there, so you can pinpoint exactly what you'd like to see around this entire vehicle. And this also has the gesture control, so you can use your hand to go around that screen too if you'd like to, or just push on those pinpoints there on that right side. And then the last one is for the car wash. So if you're pulling into a parking space or even a car wash, just gives you that top-down view for a little bit extra visibility. This also has the automatic parking as well as the backup assistance. So this is very helpful if you're going down a driveway or somewhere where it's very curvy. You can push on this and it will assist you in backing up, which is great to see. And then to put the vehicle into drive, we'll put it all the way back. We can pop it over into the manual setting. You can use the shifter or the paddle shifters, and the P on the back is for park, of course. On this left side, you can see traction control, as well as a shortcut to the forward-facing camera. You can see that is full screen, gives you a lot more visibility. You can turn on and off the parking sensors, as well as the engine start-stop feature. And then behind that, we have all these different driving modes that you can see on the center screen. There's a few different ones for sport mode. I can go to comfort, where you'll see the gauge cluster change colors. The last one here is eco, and you have a few different more modes in that. And then there is one more, the HDC, which is the hill descent control. So you can use that if you need to, along with the auto hold assist. The electronic parking brake is just next to that. And then looking at this center armrest, if I open this up, you'll see it has the split style design to it with a USB-C down there and a good amount of storage space. And then over on the glove box side, you can see all that room, plenty for all the information that you need to put there. We'll take one last look at these seats. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have the full moonroof, so I can use that button up in the center. This goes all the way back to about the middle of the back seats there, still provides a lot of light. You can use that same control to open up the sunroof for the front seat passengers. You'll see a call button, and then the dome lights are on both sides of that. So getting the 2022 BMW X6 M50i out on the road now, I think this is a really cool all-around sporty SUV. I did forget to mention that it has a towing capacity of 5,100 pounds. So not only do you have the BMW performance, you also have the SUV performance and capabilities with being able to tow. Now, one thing with this X6 I wasn't a huge fan of, just seeing them not in person, was the rake of that rear glass and how that would affect your back seat headroom and the cargo area behind that. After sitting in this and being with it for some time this afternoon, I really like it. It doesn't really hinder any of your cargo space behind those back seats. And then when you need more space, you can fold the seats down and it definitely opens up. Now for headroom in the back, again, I'm 5'10". I had a little bit of room above my head, but that rake doesn't really go down until just behind the headrest. So honestly, you're not really sacrificing anything to get that coupe-like design and have a little bit more sporty look for your SUV. So honestly, it really gives you the best of everything. Now, because this is a sporty SUV, we have to put it into Sport Plus and use the paddles here and give it some gas. Woo-hoo. That's what I'm talking about. Now there is one trim level above this. You can get the M Competition, which just gives you a little bit more of an increase. I think it might be like 10 or 15 horsepower more. I don't think it's that much of a difference, but this would be the model to get right here. The shifts are incredibly quick. You don't even feel the gear change when I'm going through those. It just keeps going and keeps going. That V8 has a good sound too. Now it's not crazy loud, but it's good for this style of SUV. It's what you would expect, especially from BMW. It's not some crazy loud vehicle. BMWs are very well insulated, so they're quiet on the inside, but you can hear it under acceleration. Switching over to the POV angle now, you can see what it's like to be behind the wheel of this X6. One thing this does have is the lane keeping assist as well. I'm not sure if you can turn that on or off, but it only appears once you get to the lane and it activates and kicks in. So it's really nice to have that safety technology. And with it in Sport Plus and in the manual setting, we'll give it another slight acceleration here from third gear. And you can see I have the performance display on right now, so you can monitor the horsepower, torque, your G's, and your temperature as well. What I really like too about BMW is they place the navigation right in the middle. So if you're on a back road like this, you can still see the road and what turns are coming up and have all that fun information right in the middle. So it's the best of both worlds. While it's not a crazy configurable digital gauge cluster, it gives you everything that you need. I can even see my horsepower and torque right in the middle there. So it's definitely cool to see this sporty SUV, and it's been handling very well around some of these turns. I haven't really been able to get on some very twisty turns, but for the weight of this, it handles its weight very well. I've been impressed. The steering is super tight. You can feel a little bit of delay in it. It's not a sports car, it's an SUV still. However, we have all those BMW features that you want if you need something that's very practical like this, and yet you still want to retain that coupe-like, sports car-like design. So we're gonna pull a quick U-turn here. And visibility again, as I'm doing this, I can easily see these cars coming. It might be hard with the camera angle there, the placement, but we'll give it another acceleration. Woo! It definitely gets up and moves. Very impressive. But quick look over this shoulder. You can see that pillar there is slightly bulky, but you can definitely see around it. So that's not a concern. You can look over that shoulder as well. So my overall thoughts, the BMW X6, really sporty, has all of the SUV practicality and capabilities that you're looking for. We even have that downhill assist control if you want to take this off the pavement. It's a very, very nice ride on road, smooth even in Sport Plus, and it gives you that sports car feel that you want in your SUV. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2022 BMW X6 M50i. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That link is down below. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.